Hello everybody, welcome to That's Football. I'm Mark Goldbridge. The Premier League is back. It feels like it's been gone for a long time. We've got some huge watch-alongs for you this weekend. Man City, Newcastle at 8 o'clock. North London derby tomorrow. Liverpool going to Forest could be difficult. New managers, relegation, survival points, Champions League points, title points. It's all up for grabs and we are ready to go in the 3 o'clocks today. Chelsea Burnley is the featured match, but Villa hosting Leeds as well. I think that's a very interesting game in the top five, I suppose, race. I think we should open our eyes to the fact that it is top five. Chelsea, Villa, Liverpool, Manchester United, all locked in on that. Two of them playing today, Villa and Chelsea at 3 o'clock. Will either of them drop points? It would be good for Man United and Liverpool if they did. I think Chelsea should get past Burnley, although they did win at Palace. But left in the centre. Hold on, Chelsea are in. Neto. Lovely goal. Back of the Neto. It's Pedro with a goal. And it's 1-0 to Chelsea. It was a lovely cross. I mean, Neto there is giving him an absolute tap-in. Look, you'd be tempted to say game over. However, Burnley did come back from 2 goals behind against Crystal Palace a couple of weeks ago. But Chelsea are in very good form. I'd love to know what Chelsea fans are thinking about Rosignol, because they are in very good form. Looking at Chelsea in the last 5 games, sorry, won 4, drawn 1. They've had a good run of fixtures, though. I did predict Chelsea were going to go on a good run. They've had a very, very good run of fixtures, and they've certainly taken advantage of that. Quite a shock draw against Leeds, though. I think that did shock a lot of people, drawing against Leeds at Stamford Bridge last time out. There's talk of a bit of offside. I can't see it being offside. Do I rate João Pedro as top? I do. I think he's a bit inconsistent. I mean, honestly, I don't think João Pedro... If I'm being blunt, right? If I saw Arsenal or Man City with João Pedro up front, I'd say, yeah, he ain't good enough. So that's all I'd say. He's a good player. However, I don't think he's the guy that's going to win Chelsea Champions Leagues and Premier Leagues. I think he's too inconsistent for that. But I think he's decent, but I don't think he's the level they need. Ninja's given us a super chat. He says, how long do you think the manager at Arsenal will last if they bottle this league again? Surely he cannot continue with the amount of times they've done this. I think Arsenal are under huge pressure. I mean, obviously I'm sticking with the facts. Well, it's not a fact. I'm sticking with my prediction that Arsenal will win the league because I said Arsenal would win the league before a ball had been kicked and Liverpool were massive favourites. So I'm not going to change. Maybe out of stubbornness, but I'm not going to change. However, I would say the momentum is strongly with Manchester City, and I don't think Arsenal are winning tomorrow. I've gone with the draw. And if Arsenal don't win tomorrow and Man City win tonight, Man City have got a grip. It's not in Arsenal's hand anymore. So, how are you all doing, lads? Says Rub. Thank you very much. We have got a goal, and it's probably not a surprise in a sense that I think this was always going to be a difficult game for Villa. Leeds are playing very well at the moment, playing so well that they're actually 1-0 up at Villa Park. This is a good goal for Manchester United. When you look at the league table for Chelsea as well, Chelsea would be closing in on Villa now. There it is, Villa losing, Chelsea up to 4th and right up there behind. Let's have a quick look at what that does for the table. Yeah, Chelsea would be 3 points behind Villa, and they've got to go to Villa in a couple of weeks. So Villa could get pulled into this by Man United and Chelsea, and maybe even Liverpool as well. That's a nice ball into Gusto. Cuts it back. Palmer could have gone first time. Palmer could have had a... You know, I know somebody said they've triple captained Palmer for FPL purposes. He definitely could have had a couple of goals here today. Red card! Fofana has gone. He sees red for Chelsea. Fofana, he is gone. And now the pressure for Chelsea. The self-inflicted pressure is here. It's definitely a red card as well because it's a second yellow, and you could argue it might have even been a red anyway. No, it's definitely a red card. You could give it... Did he get a straight red or second yellow? He was on a yellow anyway in the first half. There's not going to be a... I don't know why he's waiting around because it's definitely a red, pal. And now this is why I haven't gone to the Villa game, because this is a pressure pot for Chelsea. Absolute pressure pot. Leeds nearly scored a second as well, says Prognosis. It's looking good for United at the moment. Villa losing, Chelsea winning, but only by 1, and Burnley up against 10 men. It could be a very good 3 p.m. if Villa don't win and Chelsea don't win. Chelsea's fixtures are brutal, says Matt. Yeah, they've got some tough games in the next few weeks. They've got Arsenal away and then Villa away. Everton away and Newcastle at home. They're the next 4 Prem games. So they need to win games like this. Otherwise, I mean, I was saying this about United. Like, be great to be in the Champions League next year, but it does feel like it's, and I said it a couple of weeks ago, it feels like whoever's going to get in the Champions League is the team that's the least shit. Like, you know, I would not have thought Villa would drop points at home to Brentford and Leeds. I wouldn't have thought Chelsea would drop points at home to Leeds and potentially Burnley. It really is about who can be the most consistent. I think in fairness to Villa, and I know a few Villa fans, they're very realistic about the fact that Kamara is arguably their best player. And they've lost John McGinn. And that's a hell of a 3 players to lose for Villa. And they're struggling because of it. You know, losing John McGinn, Tielemans, Kamara, they just can't win games. And it's probably going to cost them football. Villa have just scored. Fuck! Fucking hell. That's a jinx. Villa have just scored, and it's Tammy Abraham in the 88th minute. Okay, let's not talk about Villa, because I've just provided them with a bloody assist there. Well, it's not a win, is it? It's not a win. It's not a win. It's a draw. I've got a feeling the chat might be right. Get in, Burnley! Burnley have done it! Come on! From a set piece. I said it, from a set piece. Burnley 1-1. That's a big goal for United. And they've done it. And I told you, Nicholas. I told you, Nicholas. Nicholas, sit down, tin bum, because think it through. 1-1. 2 points from Burnley and Leeds at home. Chelsea are bottling this as well. It must be a London thing. It's a massive, massive goal. It's Fleming. And it's 1-1. I tell you what, that has put a smile on my face. I'm not anti-Chelsea. I'm pro-United. And that's a huge, huge, huge positive for Manchester United in the race for top 5. Chelsea dropping points against Burnley almost gives us breathing space against Everton, as dare I say. A massive opportunity. Villa are drawing against Leeds. Chelsea are drawing against Burnley. 2 massive points dropped here.